I originally debated whether or not I should make a video on this, considering that there have been many conversations about this topic, about the character of the Punisher and his logo. Now, the Punisher is a very popular Marvel character. People love him because he's cool. He's a normal guy that shoots a lot of guns and is a very tragic character. He's very different compared to characters like Spider-Man and Daredevil. He's the type of guy that will go far to murder a bunch of bad guys. And with those methods, it also brings up some great conversations between other characters. That scene in season 2 of Daredevil is phenomenal because it shows the differences between Matt and Frank, and you can understand both sides. So why is the Punisher a very controversial character? Well, it mainly has to do with the skull logo, which is probably one of the most iconic logos for comic books, right next to the Superman and Batman logo. So why is his logo problematic? Well, because a bunch of cops and Marines wear the logo, and for some reason, they're very problematic. Now, I understand the argument that cops shouldn't be wearing that logo because they are the exact opposite of what the Punisher does. The Punisher is a freaking murderer. The cops obey the law. The Punisher doesn't. But I never really saw it that way. I always saw it as, oh, they're probably just fans of the character and they're big Marvel fans. That's all I really thought it was. And I would understand why they would like a character like the Punisher. I mean, in every iteration, the Punisher has always been a Marine. So I can understand why Marines sympathize with him. And in some iterations, like say the Ultimate Universe, I believe, he was a cop. And you take his methods aside, the Punisher is just another guy that protects innocence from evil. He has the same motivations as every other character in the Marvel Universe, but his method is very extreme. And just to point something out, the logo doesn't always have to connect with the Punisher. I mean, to many normies out there, they just think it's a skull, even though it's using the same design. But to them, it just looks cool, and that's why they use it. It's just their own interpretation of that logo. And I always find it stupid that the media only mentions cops and Marines using the logo as being problematic, but they never mention that criminals also use that logo. So how come the media never fucking mentions it? I find it fucking stupid. Now, do I care that cops, criminals, or Marines are using the logo? No, I don't really give a shit because, again, the Punisher is a fictional character. There's tons of criminals out there that are probably huge fans of Spider-Man or Superman or Batman, yet they're doing the exact opposite of what they're doing. And with all of this controversy, Marvel finally decided to step in and change the logo to make it look like this demon-looking shit that really makes no fucking sense. But not only did they change the logo, they changed the character as well. Now, instead of being like a gun-wielding maniac, he's a freaking ninja. Oh, but it doesn't end there. They decided to retcon everything about the Punisher, like his backstory. The fact that he was always this violent, even when he was a kid, and his family hated him. All of that, ruining a character that people loved just because a bunch of cops and Marines were wearing it. You know how insane that sounds? And Daredevil Born Again is tackling this topic because, of course, now, a storyline where a bunch of corrupt cops hired by Fisk to use the logo to give a bad reputation to Frank Castle, it sounds like an interesting story. And it would make sense in the Marvel Universe that Frank Castle would be pissed that the cops are using his logo. It makes sense in the Marvel Universe. In real life, it's just whatever. That's why you have to distance fantasy and reality. But the main thing that worries me about the Punisher episode is that Frank Castle might regret the logo and he might change his ways because he's a very problematic character, and that will lead into the fucking terrible Jason Aaron run where he will change his logo and change his ways. That is the worst thing that could possibly happen. So yeah, all of this controversy is pretty stupid. I can understand people's reasoning, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I will end the video off here. Like and subscribe. And as always, let's hug it out.